As you may know, this Tuesday I am traveling to Paris to be an analyst on the EUL and APACN North desk. During my preparation for this, I watched all the EUL and APACN North games, and I found a lot of great pro tips. Today, I will share these with you. We'll start off with this C4 spot in the Oregon blue bunker, as shown by Cyclops in their game against Talon. Usually, teams reinforce this side of the blue bunker and make holes in the other one. The attackers usually try to clear out the blue bunker and then push it afterwards. You can lay down next to the reinforcement and toss a C4 through the holes as soon as attackers walk into blue bunker. Be careful that you don't lay here for too long, as this could also be a common pre-fire spot. On the Oregon top floor, some teams choose to play with the closet wall half open. Sometimes they will even have a shotgun player play there so the attackers cannot get the breach. However, once you lose the closet control, this can be quite risky and attackers can just walk into the site. Rogue found a nice way to counter this by placing a frostmat in the debris of the opened closet wall. This way, attackers will walk in thinking it's free real estate, but they'll have the ankle stuck in a frostmat. We'll move on to Clubhouse, where I have a lot of cool things to show. This really nice angle was shown by Fav in a game against Spear. Sophia laid behind the pool table steps to create a very small angle to hold the main stairs flank. This could be used if your teammates open up the kitchen hatch or get verticals done in kitchen. You can hold their flank whilst the defender coming up the stairs will barely see you. And now we all know the iconic Echo Drone spot that was shown to us by Rogue in the Major through the strip club hatch. But did you know that you can open that hatch with a DMR if you stand at the gym window? This way you won't have to send someone all the way to strip club with a shotgun if you want to use your Echo Drone in strip. This is a nice C4 angle to contest the jacuzzi balcony breach. If you make some holes here, you can toss the C4 from the pool table right into the hallway, so you'll stop attackers coming into the breach. And whilst we're on this spot, I'll show you two other nice angles. One here in gym, where if you open up the hatch, you can either watch the strip club entrance from downstairs, or on a different angle, you can watch a pixel towards the main stairs and hold that flank. Navi showed us a nice Maestro setup for the downstairs clubhouse objective. Tab placed one in the back of Armory to view the kitchen drop and possibly a dirt tunnel push. The other cam was placed on top of the jukebox in church. You'll have to jump up on the jukebox to place it there, but it gives you a very wide view of church. A lot of pro players have mentioned how Azami makes Clubhouse a whole new map. So if you want to play CCTV, you can single-handedly keep great control over garage by using Azami. Place one of the Kiba barriers here. The Kiba will be so long that a mountain cannot walk up the rafter stairs with his shield up. You can place another Kiba at the baby steps so someone can play there and possibly swing any breach that attackers open up in the bottom garage walls. APACN North teams are super creative with Azami, and I especially like this Kiba barrier setup on the top floor of Kafe, shown by Spear. They placed one Kiba barrier on the ceiling in bar to block the line of sight towards the freezer walls from the skylight. The other team had to use their Hibana Excaris pellets to get rid of this Kiba barrier. They played right around that freezer spot with a half-opened wall and a Kiba barrier against the table or couch part. One of the other barriers was used in the freezer door to create a safer spot for a defender to play here. This way, you create a nice little tunnel to keep control over piano, but the defender plays in a very safe spot all the way from freezer. And if you want to play in freezer, but you want to play a different operator, you can still place a deployable shield this way into the freezer door, the same way as Reject did. It creates a nice angle to shop that you may already know, but by going prone next to the shield, you will be covered a lot better. And then one Kia really knows how to place their bulletproof cameras to get the most out of them. On Chalet, they use two really nice ones. You can place one in the top cabinet of the red wine cellar, so you can watch all the way from the trench door to blue to the default plant spot. This one can't be shot from the trench door due to the bookcase being in the way. An alternative to this would be to place it in the back of the wine cellars in that site, so you can also see the wine cellar door. They placed another bulletproof camera in this plant at dining. It seems like an odd spot, but you can rotate that cam all the way. And due to it being in a lower point of that plant, you cannot shoot it from the sides. And yes, I know I recently uploaded a video with Valkyrie cameras on the map Chalet, but I spotted this one and I couldn't keep it away from you. This cam, placed by Shaiko in the ceiling of Solarium, is well hidden and gives you good information on any attacker going into Solarium. area. If you are playing Echo on the downstairs objective of Bank, it's essential to keep your yokai drones alive as long as possible. You can do that by hiding one of them in the vents at the bottom of the blue stairs. Simply toss them up there in the prep phase and they'll stay alive for a long time. Now, if you're attacking open area on Bank, you can surprise the enemies by doing this trick that we saw Secret do during their game against Na'Vi. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough cover to win the round, but the idea was really nice. As Amaru, sneak through the basement and use your grapple to go up this hatch in open area. You can plant immediately next to it. Ideally, someone would protect you from upstairs, main hallway, or the printer jump in, so defenders can't swing you that easily. By planting the diffuser there, it will also be quite difficult for defenders to disable it, since they have to vault up on the desk first to get there. And in that same game, Na'Vi showed us an aggressive Azami hold in stock. If you place the Kiba barriers against the desk here, you can play in stock with a little more safety. You'll be able to hold off stock and top square, which are usually the first entry points for attackers on this map. The Armory wall is a heavily contested part of a lot of border attacks. Fav showed us a really nice way to hold on to this a little better with Aruni, by opening up head holes on the right wall, as seen from the inside of the objective, and putting a bulletproof camera on the lockers right here. Then put a laser gate on the wall with head holes, and it will be really difficult for attackers to get rid of the bulletproof cam. You will have constant information if they're outside of the breach, which makes it a really scary point for them to push. Eminem showed this nice combination of Mira and Castle on their Villa trophy statuary defense. If you open up the left and the right wall, you can place a Mira window on the middle one. Using the Castle barricades on the windows at these half walls, you'll create more safety for yourself. You can play at the Mira window or in front of it to contest bedroom control. Be careful though that you don't get naded from the windows or underneath. Sandbox showed us this really nice rappel outside of the 90 window on Villa. You can hold the wolf window with this rappel and catch any roamers that are trying to rotate through this part of the map. This should make it easier for your team to take control over trophy and statuary. And now these are my favorite tips and tricks from watching all the EUL and APAC North playdays so far. Starting from October 19th, I'll be on the APAC North desk, and from October 20th, I'll be on the EUL desk for the remaining playdays to talk about more awesome plays that the teams have done. This position is a trial to see who's going to do the EUL and APAC North desk for the next year. I would highly appreciate your support, so if you have some time, make sure to stop by the EUL playdays on Monday and Thursday and the APAC North playdays on Wednesday on twitch.tv/Rainbow6. My chat even made a copy pasta that you can use in the Rainbow Six Twitch chat. In the meantime, I have lots of other educational content on this YouTube channel, so a sub would mean a lot to me. It does help out on our way to 15,000 YouTube subs. Maybe you like this Valkyrie Cam video that I just spoke about, or these 15 easy siege tips to immediately start playing better. Thank you so much for watching, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.